इस भजन में भक्त ने भगवान के साथ कैसे सुंदर सुंदर संबंध जोड़ लिए.
Hello and welcome guys. A very good afternoon to all you tuned in to Radio Zindagi 1550 AM. Friday की आफ्टरनून में आपकी मुलाकात होती है एक ऐसे शख्स से जो ना सिर्फ आपकी बात सुनते हैं बल्कि आपका अगर कोई सवाल है, आपके मन में कोई भी कंफ्यूजन है, उसका जवाब भी देते हैं. एंड दैट पर्सन इज उषा जी. दिल की बात उषा जी के साथ शो एक बार फिर से शुरू कर रहे हैं. उषा जी हमारे साथ स्टूडियो में मौजूद हैं. लाइव शो है ये, तो अगर आपका कोई भी प्रश्न है, अगर आप कॉल करना चाहते हैं शो के दौरान, इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चन, feel free to call us at 510-770-1550. That's the studio line number जहां आप अभी कॉल कर सकते हैं. But I know there are not just one questions in our mind when we are surrounded with confusions. So for a detailed consult, you can call her directly at 925-827-2033. That's Usha Ji's direct number. आप कॉल कीजिए, अपॉइंटमेंट लीजिए, मिल सकते हैं आप उनसे. She is right here. Very approachable. Just you can email her at usha@ushaji.org or call her directly at 925-827-2033. ushaji.org and ushaji.com websites where you will get all the information. उनके बारे में सारी जानकारी about the session, how to approach her, सब कुछ मिलेगा वेबसाइट के थ्रू, which is spelled as ushaji.org or ushaji.com. With that, let's begin our show. Hello and welcome, Usha ji. How are you doing today?
Happy Friday. Happy Friday to you. Happy Friday to all our listeners. And it's summer is coming. It's going to be a nice and warm weather finally, so I'm always excited. I'm never excited to take all the sweaters and everything out because I've packed them on the top of my closet, right, when the weather changes. And I'm so happy to pack it away, but so happy to pull out that container full of my summer clothes. It's always more fun to take the summer clothes out than all the winter bhari stuff, right? Jackets and scarves and sweaters and leggings and sweats.
The days are getting longer, ज़्यादा positivity feel होती है.
Bilkul, it's brighter later in the evening, so it doesn't feel like it's that late, right? So, and it's always brings, I just love nature, and just looking out of my window, I can see the different buds on the trees and blooming everywhere, and it's so beautiful. But of course, for fellow allergy sufferers, we always have our medicines, and it's okay. So I was talking to someone, and she said, I stopped taking my Claritin because it had a side effect, and I wasn't happy with that. And I go, okay, but she goes, now everything is, I feel like I'm weeping all the time, my nose is running, my ears hurt, my sinuses. And I'm like, if you get a side effect, it's easy to deal with the side effect. If it is causing you digestive issues, it's easier. Just have a kiwi, have a papaya, have some fruit, and the enzymes will help you. But don't not take the medicine because that is hurting you. If your sinus are impacted, if your infection ho jaye, kuch ho jaye, or bhi gadbad, right? And this has been my experience, even with parents. They go, yeah, but I don't want to give my child a daily pill. And I'm like, and then you're telling me that your son is complaining of a headache, not feeling well, looking lethargic, feeling lethargic. I said, because he's suffering from allergies, He goes, no, we do the neti pot. I'm like, yeah, but even neti pot will just give him help for a little while. I don't know why हमारे देसी दिमाग में ना कि दवाई नहीं खानी, कुछ भी हो जाए दवाई नहीं खानी. But they are helpful. I have to take my allergy pill. And I know that because of that, right now, we're having a conversation. Otherwise, I'd be like chink after chink after chink, right? Sneeze after sneeze after sneeze. So it helps us. So it is there. Science data shows it's there to help us. And yeah, if you have side effects, take care of the side effects. The main thing is get the help you need. And this is something that I see again and again. I have a client and she was like, yeah, मैं पानी बहुत पी रही हूँ, नमक कम कर दिया. And when she called me and I was like, are you okay? And she goes, no, I'm बिल्कुल ठीक ठाक. क्यों? आपको क्या दिख रहा है? I said, I feel your numbers are really high. And she goes, of what? Blood pressure? I said, yeah. She goes, what do you think they are? I said, I am getting 1.6, which means 160. And I said, that's really high. She goes, हाँ, वो मेरा average होता है. And I'm like, so have you talked to your doctor to change the medication? She goes, what change? I'm not taking medicine. I'm like, ये क्या बात है? You know? She goes, मैं घरेलू इलाज कर रही हूँ. मैंने कहा अगर घरेलू इलाज कौन से करें? And she tells me what she's doing. And I was like, but that's not enough. And she was like, नहीं हो जाएगा. मैंने कहा, okay, let me focus. And I said, ये तो पूरा साल से ऐसे चल रहा है. She goes, हाँ तो हो गया होगा, कोई बात नहीं, ठीक हो जाऊंगी. No, you're not going to ठीक हो जाऊंगी on your own. You need medical intervention. So today, folks, you know, my dear listeners, if there is something that you're ignoring or you're thinking you can beat it by taking certain precautions, and I agree, namak kam kar lo, you know, and drink lots of water and eat the right vegetables that will help you. And there are. God has made so many wonderful vegetables and fruits. All have medical value for us. So, yeah, eating cucumber, eating watermelon, eating beetroots is going to help you have a lower number. But if you have a genetic condition or if you have a condition which requires medical help, then don't just think that you can ignore it, because then it gets worse, right? And then there'll be other complications. And why allow that to happen? Why ever do that? Because we are celebrating living, right? We are celebrating being alive. We are celebrating living. We want to be able, उठना, बैठना, खाना, पीना, आना, जाना, सारा कुछ होना चाहिए, right? That is part of life.
जी.
बीमार होके क्या फायदा?
Absolutely.
बीमार होते हैं कितना, you know, moody off हो जाता है, right?
And that's not the way to live. You're absolutely right. And another important reminder which you are mentioning today, and I'm certain listeners must be reminded well, those who have allergies, those who don't have allergies, how to deal with it, what's the smart way to live your life. So listeners, आप सुन रहे हैं उषा जी को live and we have opened the studio lines now. Feel free to reach out to her after the show as well for a detailed consult. But अगर अभी quick question है तो 510-770-1550 पे call कर सकते हैं. Usha ji, we have a couple of callers waiting.
All right, let's take them.
Hello, you're on air with Usha ji.
Hi, I'm Karuna. Happy Friday, Usha ji.
Thank you, beta. Happy Friday. Thank you for calling. So tell me, how old are you, Karuna?
I am 56.
66.
56.
56. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. And what is your question?
Yeah, question is regarding my husband. Like, he has been looking for a job for quite some time now, almost a year. So I was wondering, when will he get his new job?
What is his name, beta, Karuna? His name and name?
Yeah. Ravindra, and he's 59.
59. What kind of a job is he looking for?
Any tech job.
I'm so sorry. What kind of a job?
Yeah, like IT.
She said
IT.
tech job, any tech job.
Any tech job. All right, beta. And so, how long was he at his last job?
Almost 9+ years.
9 years. And
Yeah.
how long has he not been working?
Almost a year now.
1 whole year. I'm so sorry. Okay, Karuna, let's see if he will get a position anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is he also looking for like contract positions or only?
Yeah. He's open.
Okay. Still shows me a gap. Does not come back with any shorter duration of waiting. So we're in the middle of March. So let me see. Kab tak milega?
Yeah.
I am still seeing another few months, and even then, has he had an interview recently?
Yeah, he did.
How long ago?
I think just a couple of weeks.
Okay. So I'm hoping that interview went well and they will ask him to come back in, because I'm not seeing that that's resulting in a position right now. So another few months before he's landing. Tell him to apply everywhere. Doesn't matter. And I'm glad he's okay. Yeah, कि हर जगह apply कर रहे हैं. But meanwhile, also kind of look into more administrative stuff. That will lead him into a company where then he will automatically slide from the administrative stuff into a position that he can actually apply his skill set. Okay, so there is a bit of a wait, 2.5, 3 more months, but definitely for something away from IT also. Good luck.
Sure. Thank you so much, Ushaji.
You're very welcome, Karina. Thank you for listening and calling in.
If you have further questions, आप उषा जी को reach out कर सकते हैं directly at 925-827-2033. And for all of you listening right now, if you have any question, 510-770-1550 is the studio lines number. Usha ji, we have another caller waiting.
Hanji.
Hello, you're on air with Usha ji. Thank you for holding.
Yeah. Hello.
Hello, beta. Welcome to the show. What is your name?
Jyoti.
Jyoti, how old are you?
50.
50. How can I help you, beta?
So I'm having a very rough time at my job, especially with my boss. And I've been trying and really applying to a lot of places. Nothing is working out. So,
I'm so sorry. How long have you been there, beta?
This is I'll be finishing 3rd year and entering into the 4th year. I'm in education. So I'm completing
What is your title?
I'm the IT coordinator.
IT coordinator. All right. So do you work on projects or what do you do?
I lead the IT department, everything, but there are really a lot of things which are not fair on my part, like, my pay or my title or the things that I do, and there's a lot of...
So besides the title or the pay, the communication is not the best I saw. Is that correct?
Yes, and that is a problem. That it's a culture of...
Yeah. Culture is not something you can control, right? So you either adapt to it, you treat it like a job, and you do what you have to do, and you go home to your own home and your family, and, your cultural outlet is there, right? I mean, not every company is going to be compatible as far as their culture is concerned. So I understand you're there to make a paycheck, but you also need it to be a little bit more, a happier place for you, right?
Yeah.
So let's see. And you said you've been applying?
Yes, I have been applying. I'm also going through some interviews, but it looks like no matter what I do, nothing is working out. This is the first time experiencing that.
Everything is working out. In God's universe, everything is working out. You're alive. You're healthy. We're talking. We're looking for solutions. You still have a paycheck. Remember that. The caller before you, her husband hasn't had a paycheck in over a year. Everything is working out. The moment you tell yourself nothing is working out, your interviews will not go well. Your job offers will not come in because you're telling the universe, guess what? Nothing is working out. The universe then does not conspire to help you because, like I said on my last show, we should celebrate being thankful, right? So everything is working out, Jyoti. You're also getting calls for interviews. Remember that. I want you to change that sentence. It will change the energy that we will draw to yourself.
Right.
Okay? So once you've done that, I feel a new offer is coming in because you've had quite a few interviews and they have not materialized in offers.
Right.
Actually, there was an offer, but you weren't happy with that. So when was that offer in your hand last?
Sometime in December, I would say it was almost there, but it just didn't work out in the very last minute. So
yeah. So there is some energy that you're giving off that, remember, all of us are very conscious beings, and regardless, you may feel that People don't know you, they don't know your situation, they don't know your condition. However, there was something about your energy that allowed that offer to, it was 199% there. And then it was,
yeah.
right? So everything is working out in your world, Jyoti. Everything. Your family is healthy, you're healthy, you have a paycheck, you have a bank account, you know you can pay your bills. How wonderful is that? Okay, good luck, beta. You'll get it, but you got to change the energy that you're giving off, and that's something only you can help. Call me. Call me 925-827-2033, because there's a few other things that I saw you need to bring about that change within you in order to help yourself achieve your goals. Good luck, beta. I look forward to talking to you privately so I can help you. Thank you so much for listening and calling here.
Thank you.
So listeners, अगर आप भी कनेक्ट करना चाहते हैं उषा जी से, email ID is usha@ushaji.org, but that's for later. For now, you can call us. Studio lines are open, and she is taking calls 510-770-1550. But on the show, when you are calling, जब आप कॉल करते हैं तो आप एक ही प्रश्न पूछ सकते हैं, एक ही सवाल पूछ सकते हैं. बट जब आप उनसे शो के बाद में जब आप कॉल करेंगे, अपॉइंटमेंट लेंगे, मिलेंगे, तब आप डेफिनेटली उनसे डिटेल में बात कर सकते हैं जितने भी आपके सवाल हैं. 925-827-2033 is the number for connecting with her directly, and 510-770-1550 is the number अगर आप अभी शो के दौरान कॉल करना चाहते हैं. We have 8 more minutes in the show, so don't hold on to your question. You can quickly call us. जी उषा जी.
हाँ जी, you know, people don't realize, but sometimes because it is just something that they live with, like the last client, right? That the negativity they feel inside because of their circumstance. I mean, for her, Jyoti, if you're still listening, you know, it was more about my title hasn't changed and I haven't received a promotion and therefore, you know, so it was about feeling that the expectations are not met. But remember, our expectations for our life have to be simplified. And I'm not saying don't be ambitious. I'm saying be ambitious. Look to be on top of your game for whatever you're doing, but also to grow yourself spiritually and to allow the universe to speak to you. And the universe is here. We are part of it. We just have to allow ourselves to listen and speak. Let it, you know, influence our thought process. It's like I said, Shukr Manawa, right? Celebrate being thankful. Don't just make it like, yeah, I'm thankful for this. Yeah, that's okay. There are so many people that take good health for granted. They think, yes, my kids are healthy, I'm healthy, my wife is healthy, we're all good. But then they're very unhappy about 10 other things. And I'm like, but at least be happy for that. Because I get calls from people when they are not healthy, they're not happy, they have serious conditions going on. And it breaks my heart when I have to talk with parents about their children's health and serious diseases, and sometimes there is no cure, and it's such a hopelessness that they feel that they wish they could do something to help their child, and they cannot. And all I can offer is temporary relief for pain, or because I can't do cures, right? Miracles can only be performed by God, and we can pray for them. I have received miracles myself, so I know that there are miracles waiting to happen, but we have to expect them from the supreme being, right? Because वही कर सकते हैं, right? दुनिया गोल घूम रही है उन्हीं के कर्मों से, right? So I can only ask and I can only pray and I can only suggest things that are shown to me and share them. I have a few number of guides that have entered my life. One was a person that entered my life I was very young. I was under the age of 6. And that guide, my parents thought I had a playmate, an imaginary playmate. But it wasn't. That person is a being that has consistently been in my life. And then when I was 16 and a half, another guide entered my life. And these are spirits. These are spirits that are wonderfully helpful, pहुंचे log, right? And then I was in my 20s and a lady guide entered. Now, whenever she's around me, my clients notice that when they ask questions, I answer them in a different way. And she writes it down, and I spoke to her today, and she was like, okay, is your lady guide there? And I said, yeah, she's been around all week. And she goes, oh, good. So, and then it's like poetry that comes out, you know.
Ji.
And she always tells me, don't translate. Tell me how you hear it. And I say that. And she goes, what a blessing. I said, yeah, but they never answer my questions for me. So how is it a blessing to me? Right? I'm just a teapot. कि बस वो दिखाती हूँ और मैं लोगों को बताती हूँ. Right? But I'm just a teapot, you know. Nothing I don't get the caffeine fix from that tea. Right?
Ji.
But she said, that caffeine fix for you is the joy that you get from helping. And there is so much joy in helping. And there are so many organizations that need help. And so please help people, help feed people, help clothe people. Number of homeless people is growing. If you have clothes, now that we're going through season changes, and I went through all my warm winter clothes, and I took out some, ke chalo theek hai, now these I'm done wearing. So I have, right in front of me, I have 3 garbage bags full of clothes to donate. And I know they have a lot more mileage left in them. They're good quality. They'll keep people warm. So give them away. It's not costing me any money to give them away because मैंने पहन लिए, मैंने enjoy कर लिए, right? Books. People have libraries filled with books. I was invited to a client's house and very proudly he showed me his library. For me, I'm thinking, आपने तो पढ़ लिए. Why have you locked these books up? Share them, donate them, let people read them. Books are expensive. I said, donate them because our school district actually closed down the libraries for the schools.
Oh.
And many of them have been affected because a friend of mine, she used to volunteer at the library and I said, so how is that going? She said, from last year, we don't have a library in school. And I'm like, a school doesn't have a library? How is that possible?
So sad.
So sad. Funding is being cut in everywhere. Resources are absolutely disappearing. My dear friend, she's a scientist and they were working on some drugs for cancer. Funding is gone. They had to tell all the participants for that cancer drug, we cannot give you any more treatment. How is that happening in our country, right? But it is happening. So please, I mean, I'm not saying go find the cure for cancer, which would be wonderful, but I'm saying donate your books. The schools don't have libraries anymore. Donate your books, donate your clothes, donate your shoes. You don't have to spend money. This is money you've spent already. घर पे रख के क्या करोगे? Go through your closets. Weathers are changing. Let's help. And every time you're buying groceries, buy a few more. $5, $10, ज़्यादा नहीं कह रही. And go drop them off at the shelves are empty there right now. They need help. Let's help. Helping से जो मजा आता है ना, उससे there's no comparison.
जी. And बिल्कुल बहुत ही beautiful बात, especially because the month of Ramadan is going on as well.
Absolutely.
So it is the giving back time. We have to think about each other and do as much as we can. Thank you, Ushaji, for all the much needed reminders and imparting your knowledge. और listeners, अगर आप अभी call कर रहे हैं तो we won't be able to take any more calls. We are out of show time today, but we'll be back next Friday. And you don't have to wait for Friday. आप उषा जी से कभी भी बात कर सकते हैं. 925-827-2033, the direct number. Or do write to her, usha@ushaji.org. Or the websites, again, is ushaji.org and ushaji.com. With that, thank you so much, Usha ji, for joining us, and we'll see you next Friday.
Have a wonderful week. Suhana rahe. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Usha ji.